Everybody. My name is Zach with Layer, and this is Layer Quick Bytes, where within 10 minutes or less, I'll show you all the amazing things that you can build with Layer. So today, we're going to focus on building a better survey process. So let's get rolling. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're looking at a Layer project that is built out for doing a room survey. We have teams that do room surveys, window surveys, door surveys, condition assessments of general buildings, etc. But today we're going to focus in on room surveys. So I'll do a quick overview of this specific workflow with you. So we have a Layer project with a room survey category in it. And you can see that I have a set of building plans inside of this project. When I click on one of these items here, you can see it opens up a specific room survey for a specific item. We can also look at this in a list. So I'm going to look at my survey list here, and you can see that these are all of the different room surveys I've collected for this project. So you can see we're gathering things like tracking the status of each one of these, taking some overall photos, tracking the flooring material, the condition material, the base material, wall material, all of that. So when I click into one of these, let's click into this one here. You can see that we have all of these details. It also knows where it's located on a plan, and I can attach and edit information here. But I think, like, especially when it comes to surveys, what's most impactful is how you might be experiencing this on a mobile device. So I just recorded this session a minute ago of me adding a new room survey from my mobile device, and I'll share that with you now and walk you through it. Okay, so this is on my mobile device where I'm able to find a location on the plan on my mobile device and highlight the room that I actually want to survey. So in this case, I'm highlighting Conference 103. You can see that once I highlight it, it creates a new survey for me, and I can begin to type in all of the information for that particular room. You'll notice as I scroll past here that it knows where it's located on the plan. Then I can add all this additional detail, like what survey status has been done. I can snap photos of the actual room, and then document the floor material, its condition. And one thing I don't do in here, but you obviously can do, is take individual notes on those individual aspects of the room, like floor, wall, base, ceiling, etc. So as you fill this out, all of this data is synced back live, so you can work collaboratively with team members from anywhere. And once we complete the actual survey, I can also add some kind of general photos of the room itself. So I'm going to toggle over to the files field and snap a few additional photos, like maybe one of the ceiling or of other areas of like the entryway and maybe furniture that exists in that particular room. Okay, so looking back in our Layer project, this is that survey that we captured, Conference 103. And you can see here's all the details that we gathered in the field. So one thing I want to make you aware of is that we can, after we complete survey work, you can actually connect this data back to your model. So right now we logged all of this on top of a floor plan, but we can also connect this to an actual Revit model. And our model doesn't have to be created beforehand. It could be created after the fact and connected after the fact. So I'm going to show you quickly how we can connect these surveys back to specific rooms in my model. So within this survey item, I'm going to come down here and create a new field. We're going to hit add field. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a lookup field. And so what lookup field is going to do is it's going to use some criteria within this survey to match this item up to an item in my model. So we want to match this with a particular room in my model. So I'm going to type and say Revit room. We're going to choose an automatic lookup. And what we're going to do is basically choose a matching criteria here. So in this case, I'm just going to match up the room number from my room survey to my rooms category and the associated room number. And then in this case, it's a parameter. We're going to use room number, but we could really use any information or any parameter to match this up. And lastly, we're going to display the name of the room. So I'm going to create this field, and you'll see that inside of layer now, each room survey is going to have this Revit room field created. And you can see it's pulling in conference room 103. Now, you might ask yourself, like, do I have to go and manually do this for every single room survey? And the answer is no. Now that we have this field set up, as we click on new survey items and I scroll to the bottom here, you can see that it's using that same criteria to automatically match those Revit rooms. So if I click on this, you can see it takes me to that particular Revit room. And you can see I can actually look at the actual model, sectioned off model of this particular room. I can see any parameter details that I might have, including what phase it's created in, the area, the level it's on, etc. But you can see this room, this Revit room is also now aware of the survey data that we're collecting. So you can see I'm pulling in things like survey photos, floor condition, wall condition, ceiling condition, etc. So now these are tightly connected to this Revit item. So we'll look at this in one other way. I'm going to go to my rooms category here, and we're going to select the new construction 3D view of my model. And what I'm going to show you is what we can do is, since I'm looking at my rooms category, I can quickly filter down this list to find a particular room, or you can just click on these as well. In this case, I'm going to type in 103 and see it highlights the room. I can click on that room. It's going to open up conference room 103. I can view it in the model here. But again, if we scroll down, you can see that I can see the survey photos, floor condition, wall condition, ceiling condition, etc. Okay, so now that we've collected the information in the field and we've referenced this data back to Revit objects, now I want to show you how you can actually get this data, use this data, so we can get this data back into our model or create reports from this information. So let's talk first about how we can actually get this data back into our model. So we're going to look at these 4 fields here. And let's say we want to write the condition of these fields back to Revit parameters in my model. I set this up already, but inside of Layer, we have a automations feature where you can write custom automations based on certain triggers that take certain actions. So in this case, I'm going to open this up and just show you what I created. In this automation, basically, whenever the base condition is updated, we're going to update this Revit parameter. And so I created those for each of these 4 condition parameters. And so now what happens is every time the base condition, floor condition, ceiling condition, or wall condition is updated, it's going to queue up a parameter change back in my model. So I'm going to toggle over to Revit here and show you what that looks like. So inside of Revit, we have the layer add-in right here. And what I can do to bring these parameters back into my model is I can just hit this sync parameters button. You can see that before we do that my room finish schedule with the existing condition ratings listed here are completely blank. And I have a color scheme floor plan based on this as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is hit sync parameters. And you can see that there's 44 parameter changes that are coming in. And when I hit accept, it's going to bring all of those in. And you can see that this color scheme is going to be based on poor, good, or fair as well. And you can see that my existing condition rating is updated in my schedule. So anytime now those are updated inside of Layer, it'll queue up parameter changes for me in my model. Last thing I'm going to cover here is how we can actually create reports from this survey information. So Layer gives you an easy way to create beautiful deliverables containing all of your survey information. So let's go to our Conference 103 room. And you can see that we have a PDF here that's being previewed where I can see all of the details I gathered, as well as the mark on the plan and the photos related to this item. All right. That's all we have time for today. Hopefully, that gave you a sneak peek into how you can use Layer to build awesome building surveys. And join us next week for our next Quick Bites. Thank you.